we all want to do more listings. We all want to dominate the listing market. There's low inventory, but regardless of market conditions, being a listing agent is a very happy place to be for a real estate agent. And we get these online leads or potentially referrals. How do you immediately start seeking out if it's a potential seller? Like, do you have a script of, I know, Ray, if we piggyback from where Dave started, I want to show you this home. How do you determine and lead that into a listing appointment if they're a property owner?
So if it's someone that's looking to buy, but they have to sell, you mean?
Yeah.
How do we determine that?
They haven't really said they have to sell. You've been connected through Ojo, and sure, you're immediately looking for that listing opportunity. I think so often we get these connections and we don't even realize that we have a potential seller on the other side of this.
Right. First I'm going to obviously ask them, do you currently own a property right now? Right? Do you currently own a home? And then I'm going to ask them about, well, how long they own the home or how long they lived at this address. And then ultimately, I'm going to find out, hey, if they were to move, where they'd want to go next. And ultimately, do they have any idea what they may be able to get for their home? Right. So I'm going to go through and ask a certain amount of questions just to try to figure out, are they motivated? Right? Are they a seller? Are they a potential seller? Maybe they're just looking to buy another additional property, but maybe they don't know how much they can get for their home right now. Or ultimately, if we could get them the right price, would it make them a seller? Right. So I'm going to ask those questions. Once it's revealed to me they own a home and I know that they have a property, then I'm going to go ahead and dig a little further and just go ahead and find out, if you were to sell, where would you go next? Do you have any idea what it's worth? If I get you the right price, would you consider, ultimately, if I could bring you a certain net, would you actually consider getting it on the market? Like, I'm going to go through and ask them a bunch of different questions to see ultimately if they're ready to get on the market, or maybe they're just, hey, I'd sell if you brought me a buyer kind of thing. I don't know. So I want to dig a little bit deeper and try to find out if they're truly ready to sell.
I love it, Jeff. In that simplest form, piggybacking about what you and Dave shared in my intake questionnaire for a lead I don't know. And of course, I agree with Dave. I just want to show them the house. That's where I'm going to build the rapport. And by the way, consumers, this is a proven stat, consumers are 300% more likely to work with you if you meet them face-to-face. 300% more likely, and working with us in our industry means we ultimately get a commission check and hand them keys. So I love that. And when I meet them face to face, it's one of the questions I lob over is, do you have a home you need to sell to be able to buy? Do you have a home you need to sell to be able to buy? Like, I want to determine that in the first 5 minutes of shaking their hand when I'm touring that property. Kendall, I know that you're a really, really dominant listing agent here in the Portland market. And something we're seeing locally and nationally is there's a group that would like to have a new property. Maybe they've had maybe they've had a divorce, or maybe they want to downsize, or maybe they have a growing family. They have a need for a different home. Yet the objection is, I'd love to buy a new house, but my current interest rate is really great. How do you overcome that objection?
I think it really comes down to what they truly desire. Just sitting down with these clients and just saying what is more important. I understand, your interest rate is great. My husband and I just moved 2 years ago and we have like 2.75. So I feel it. I feel that. But at the end of the day, if we really wanted to move, I try to take it personally, I guess, like, what would I do? And I look at them and just say, what is it that you really want? Yes, you have an insane interest rate. When I got into this business, it was 14.5%. Today, it's about 6.5%. It's going to be between 6 and 7. Let's just call it what it is in 2023. It may still be a little volatile. So what is it that you really want? Do you really want to live on the lake, on Maine waterfront? Do you really want to move to the mountains? Do you want to have that oceanfront home? Because I think that when you really tap into people's desire and authentically care about where they're going, it opens up this freedom for them to talk about what they really want. And then it leads to, are you ready financially to do that? So are you emotionally and financially ready to really do that? Is it really something that you want to do? Or can you look at yourself and say, right now my interest rate is great. Let's make a plan for 24 months from now. But if you're ready to go and this is what you really want, just be so grateful for the time that you had mortgage payments down at 2.25% or whatever. And we'll figure out a way to get you your best rate on your next investment, to get you bring more of a life purpose into it.
I love it, Kendall. What I'm hearing is something I learned a long time ago from one of my mentors and coaches. Logic makes you think, emotion makes you act. So the logic is, hey, I've got a 2.8 and current rates are 6.5. That's the logic. The emotion is, do you want to be on the water? Do you need more bedrooms for your growing family? The emotion is what makes you act, and you're immediately digging into that emotion. Really good.